Hello and welcome to our Alumni feature video. My name is Michelle Thrash and I'm the Career Development and Alumni Relations Manager at Curtin, Singapore. We have with us today Suzanne Loh, who's a Curtin University graduate from Perth. Suzanne, thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure, Michelle. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Right. I am a mass communications graduate. I major in journalism and I graduated from Curtin University in 2001. I was studying at their Australian campus then. And I'm currently a co-founder with Anolbe, which is a video content marketing company. And what we do is that we create branding videos for small and medium enterprise as well as self-employed people to connect their brand voice to the needs and aspirations of their customers. We also do live events, live streaming events from the studio that you see here, as well as creating an online program to help people to script, shoot, and edit their personal videos for their marketing purposes.
Great, thank you. Suzanne, tell us about your Curtin journey from student to professional.
I would say that there have been 3 milestones that I went through with this journey. And the first milestone started with passion. When I chose Curtin, it was because I want to pursue a degree in journalism in a place that is outside my home country. I want to take this chance to explore the life of being an overseas student. And I chose Curtin because it was closer to my home country, Singapore. Easier for us to travel with my family, to visit one another. And also at the same time, I've read about the reviews on Curtin. I found that it was a very credible university that I can go to. And I really have no regrets in making that choice. And naturally, after I graduated from Curtin, when I came back in Singapore in 2001, I went into the space of journalism. I became a retail trade journalist where I covered stories on the latest retail trends in Asia. Yeah, but time doesn't seem to go along my way because in 2006, the economy was not doing well and I was beginning to worry about my job security because I was the only sole breadwinner. And so what I did was that I had to make a very difficult decision. I had to give up from my passion at the time and quit my job and move on to the civil service. And that was when I started to join the Singapore Customs. Right? And I thought, okay, I'm in the civil service or I'll probably retire for the rest of my life in this organization. But little did I know that life again took on an unexpected turn for me. In 2014, my mom passed away. And for the first time in my life, I actually started to think about my life purpose. What should I be going along with this job, or should I be thinking of doing something else that I like? And so that came to my third milestone, and that is self-actualization. And then I realized that I still had this yearning of wanting to go back to communications. But at that time, 2014, so much has changed on the communications landscape. Social media has overtaken the conventional mainstream journalism to be the media to go to for marketing, for dissemination of information. So this realization actually got me into thinking, what if I could ride on this trend? What if I could create myself the space to develop my passion in storytelling and also in movie making as well? And at the same time, not having the constraints of a job for me to do that. So after a lot of careful thought, after 2 years of soul searching, I decided to quit my job again and move into the space of entrepreneurship because I realized at that point of time that the only way that I can do this is to set up a company on video content marketing. And I have never looked back since, and I'm so thankful that now I got a chance to be involved in video storytelling and to set up a community of like-minded people who share the same passion with me to do that.
Yeah, great. Those are incredible milestones from journalism to civil service and then to entrepreneurship. And then here you are back at where your passion first began.
Yes.
It's incredible. So how did your studies and experiences at Curtin help you with your professional career?
Well, I think the biggest breakthrough that Curtin has given me is really giving me the courage and the confidence to speak up. Because there was a time in my life, especially when I was a younger person and a young adult, that I was very afraid to speak up because I was afraid of how people would judge me for what I say. And what Curtin did for me is that it actually got me out of that negative belief and into the space of developing the confidence to develop conversations with new people. And that was very helpful because in class participation, speaking up in class was part of the student assessment, and I had no choice but to do that, even as the only Asian in a class of Australians. And the other thing that I've learned from journalism is that it actually gave me the training to develop clarity in my communication with people, especially when I have to do interviews to get to give the right questions so that I can get the right answers for me to follow my news stories. So that was very helpful for me as I move on to public service and also to the business now. As I know I have to communicate with people about my business and my vision and mission statements, right? And the other thing that I have learned from the Curtin experience is to have that ability to develop the ability to take initiative. Yeah, and that happened when I got the chance to join the Golden Key Honors Society in Curtin chapter, where I learned to collaborate with like-minded schoolmates in Curtin University to arrange for corporate events, to develop programs to help our members and getting them to be in the space of being confident and developing their interpersonal skills, as well as developing a newsletter for our chapter. So to express my thanks for what Curtin has given me, what I did was that I tried to look for the right opportunity to pay it forward. And it came last year when my company was looking for interns to help us build up our video content. And I made a call to the Curtin Career Center and I met you. And that was how the relationship began. And I'm very thankful to have a wonderful intern to work with us today. And we also took part in the MBA industry project in Curtin on marketing analysis of our video marketing. And so this is something that I will always remember for the rest of my life.
That's great. It's great. It's very important for students and all of us to step out of our comfort zones, right, and grow from there. And also, yes, thank you for giving back to the Curtin community. Job satisfaction. Tell us about that.
Right, Michelle, I would consider job satisfaction as one where the job is able to help me grow my personal development skills as well as helping me to see my inner potential. So what I would say about journalism is that it actually got me into the space of being creative and being able to be more analytical in looking at issues, and being able to develop that courage to speak to new people, right, and have that mindset, have that creativity to find stories that I need to go out to the audience. And I think one thing that I learned from being a journalist also is to understand my audience. And I took that mindset with me into this business. And then the other thing that I also learned from my career as a public servant is that I was able to see the connecting dots between people, processes, systems and beliefs, and see how they can all be interwoven together to build a productive and a visionary organization. And I took those insights into my current business. As I continue to grow this business into something that I want to create, we have a vision of a business, and we want to create video storytelling network for individuals and businesses to come together and support one another to create stories that impact lives and audiences. And I'm very thankful for what I have gotten out of my experience. And also, there's one very useful skill that I have developed as a result of being in business, and that is being able to be nimble and flexible in what I do. Especially in this year during COVID-19, I remembered that when the whole country was in a lockdown, in circuit breaker in April, well, that really got us into thinking, how can we survive? What are we going to do to keep our business going? So what happened was that we did a lot of thinking about this, a lot of discussion, and then we realized that there is one option that we could take, and that is to create an online program for help people to learn more about video storytelling, how they could craft how they can actually script, shoot, and edit their videos. So what we did was in June itself, when our studio was reopened, we resumed operations, we actually went on to create a Facebook Live series called Stories That Matter. At the same time, we started the Facebook group, and it ran for about 8 weeks, and that was actually a very interesting outcome, because a lot of people were very curious in what we do, so they began to join our Facebook community, and up till now we have over 230 members joining. And yeah, I was so grateful for the opportunity that we got a chance to really have that space to be nimble in what we do, and I think that this is a skill that every entrepreneur would find it very useful to have, especially in these challenging times.
Yes, I agree with that. It's important to be flexible and adapt to the changing environments. So having been in our students' shoes, what advice would you give them to help them prepare for a fruitful career as what you've achieved?
I would say that the first thing is to have an open mind to change, because you never know what's going to happen in your life. Things can happen at any point of time. Like for myself, I thought that journalism is a career that I would carry on with me for the rest of my life. I didn't know that so many things could have happened to me. And when I think back, I realized that if I could have stuck on my plan to be a journalist, I may have missed out the opportunity to grow further as a team leader, as a business owner. And I just want to thank you for what life has offered to me by enabling me to go through so many milestones and enabling me to become a better version of myself. And the other thing that I've learned really is to take failure not as a negative point of your life, but really drawing strength from failure, drawing clarity from failure to see what you can do better and to be a stronger person and to build up that resilience that will help you and push you to move forward in life. And there's one quote that I would like to share with you, which is my favorite quote, and that is, "Do not wait for the storm to pass, but take courage to dance in the rain." And I think this quotation is very apt to me, especially now in my season of life when I have to go through a lot of hurdles as an entrepreneur, but I also at the same time find courage and strength in my belief, in my own desire, in my own passion in wanting to build a video storytelling network for the world, so that more and more people could get to understand the essence of telling their own stories to impact lives and to motivate more people. Right? So that's all I want to share about to all of you, and I hope that it will be an inspiration to those of you who are watching.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Failure is actually an opportunity for you to grow and learn. That's good. You mentioned moving to online education due to the COVID-19 situation. Would you like to tell us more about that channel?
Yes, what's happening in our Stories That Matter Facebook group is that we have actually stored all the recordings of our 8-part video storytelling series that we have broadcast from June to August for you to come in and watch. So you have a lot to learn about the basic techniques of sharing stories and also the formats as well. And we also would like you to keep abreast with us on the updates of our forthcoming videos creation club, where we're going to organize it as a series of sessions for people to come in and learn a very useful scripting formula that we have developed from the Masters of Filmmaking and Storytelling to help you to script your personal story. And we also share with you a lot of useful tips on how to shoot your own story using just your video camera and your mobile phone, as well as some editing tools that you can consider using for you to edit your videos into a more compelling finished work for you to share in social media. So if you want to find out more on all this that we have going to create for everybody who loves to create your own personal stories, do click on the link below to our Stories That Matter Facebook group, and we look forward to have you joining us as a community of video content creators.
Those are definitely relevant skills, so I may just sign up for those lessons.
Looking forward to see you.
Well, that is all from us today. We hope you've enjoyed the video. We'll see you soon. Signing off. Have a good day. I just